very long time ago, ages before the white men set sail to these regions of the world, there existed a small yet peaceful and prosperous kingdom. This kingdom was called Agude. These people were not known for their military strength as the rest of their neighbors. They were rather known for their rich agriculture and craftsmanship, which meant that they prospered in commerce. As with most good things, something bad threatens it. On this day, a strange man arrived at the village. His appearance was shocking as well as terrifying for those who saw him. The people knew he was not an ordinary visitor. In his bloodied apparel, he was missing his left eye and left hand. Both organs were violently detached. Whatever led him to us, they thought, was nothing good. He was a bad omen. Once the stranger had been fed water, he gained enough strength to ask for the king's palace. He had a deathly message to deliver. The palace of King of Agude, his lordship, Agude, the once peaceful palace, would soon be torn into chaos. Without wasting time, the stranger told the palace that death and destruction were coming their way soon. The army of Idu was fast approaching. No one knew where they were headed towards, but they had obliterated several villages that stood before the paths. The visitor narrated how his village stood no chance against them. They slaughtered the men, raped the women, and sold the children. The stranger claimed to have only survived death because one of the soldiers had mistaken his unconscious body to be lifeless. "Gather your army, appease your gods," he screamed. "They will land at your territory 3 days from now," he warned finally. Of what use was this message? The king and his chiefs asked in weary. They were no match for the Idu armies. Even other kingdoms had fallen. Agude would fall too. After all, the other kingdoms were better in warfare, yet they fell. And as the strange messenger had said, the Idu army was fast approaching. They had to do something. The Idu army was notorious for being undefeated. It did not stop there. They went to war unprovoked. It seemed like they did not farm, trade, fish, or do any other thing a sane society would do. All they did was destroy, and they were not noble about it. They did it with so much ruthlessness that would offend the darkest demon. Those who survived the war against them swore that a powerful medicine well protected the army of the Idu. The army was always led by an ancient woman carrying a burning calabash on her head. For if you were brave enough and blessed by the gods to get to the old woman and kill her, you had automatically defeated the Idu army. Surely no one dreamt of that. The news of Idu army had spread all over the village, with it bearing great mourning. And with no clear-cut plan, the palace decided to consult the most powerful juju men. At least, if death was certain, it should work for it. They were going to match the evil army juju for juju. They were going to fight dirty if it meant securing their future. In doing so, they were going to make a pact with the devil himself. They conjured Ezi, the darkest demon in the beyond realm. Ezi was known to be bloodthirsty, but he was effective. He also was easy to invite. The problem was, he took more than was originally bargained for. They all knew this, but they were desperate. How much was the price of a few to save thousands? The cost was the blood of a virgin girl. She was not a royal blood, noble hut, or daughter of Agude. She was a nobody. She was a slave who became one simply because her father owed a debt. After today, when the enemy was defeated, a shrine would be erected on her name. Ezi was pleased with her blood. It didn't take much time to arrive. It went straight into the body of Ulimi, the young warrior and general of Agude army. Ezi also liked his new body. It suited him, for the once feeble vessel he made powerful. If the soul of Ulimi was still present, he must have been shocked by his new supernatural powers. He was ready for war. He was ready to defend his people. He was ready to destroy the Idu army and their old witch.